The lesson on Cinderella followed a author study by Chris von Allsburg. And in this author study, we studied fantasy, and we also noticed, students also noticed that it was a merging of also science fiction. And during that author study, we studied literary elements.
We read 4 different books by Chris van Allsburg. Then we looked at literary elements, the parts of the book that help us to understand. We looked at the characters in each book, the setting, the plot, and the theme. And we also really paid attention to the language.
And so taking it to the next level, which was we wanted to look more at fantasy, it naturally came up to looking at a character in depth. And after looking through several resources, Cinderella seemed the best fit.
And this version, this book, is the book that we are going to compare the other Cinderellas to. So we're going to really get to know this story. And then we're going to read other stories and we're going to compare.
And so we took one anchor text, Cinderella, and spent time looking at the character. Who was this character? And at the same time, starting to build from our prior knowledge on the elements of a story.
About how many Cinderella stories are there? How many versions? Meaning that they've changed a little bit.
1,000?
1,000?
2,000. Oh, 1,100?
Okay, 1,100?
2,000?
2,000? Well, about 1,500. 1,500.
Almost got it.
Almost got it. And so let's take a look at some of the Cinderella stories we're going to read. The Irish Cinderlad takes place in Ireland. Mufaro's Beautiful Daughters in Africa. Adelita, Mexico. Here's a different one called Prince Cinders. Oh, I see puzzlement.
It's a boy.
It's a male.
Prince.
Prince Cinders. This one is Turkey Girl, and this does take place in the Southwest. It's a Zuni version, and it is retold. So it's passed down. The Salmon Princess. This is from Alaska. I thought you'd really like these ones, kids, because there's some real funny versions. This one is Bigfoot Cinderella.